Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about happiness and what that means to you. Let me know if you feel like it. I was in a meeting where we talked about happiness, and I think suffering is the opposite of happiness, but suffering leads to happiness. And I don't know about you, but as I'm working, I noticed that I feel calm, you know. I don't feel necessarily calm, but I feel like there's a lot going on in the head. But then once I'm finished with work, I have this peace of mind. But then if I have too much peace, too much time to think, I start to worry, and the mind needs to keep busy. So I think suffering is necessary for achieving happiness. Thank you for joining today. I'm glad that you're here. I'm grateful that you're here, and being grateful is another thing that leads to happiness. It's like having having things, keeping wanting things and keeping having things is like, I don't know, like there's always some sort of a need, there's always some sort of a lack. But once you're grateful, once you say I have enough, things lead to more happiness, more serenity. I feel like that's a cure for any kind of unsatisfaction, is being grateful, especially for things that make you quote unquote suffer, because we don't want to be grateful for things that are unpleasant, uncomfortable, but those are the things that make us grow, and those are the things that have us having growth pains. And wanted to go outside today to just appreciate this beautiful evening sunset and be grateful for the nature that is around, that is blooming, the spring that has come. And I wanted to say thank you to all of you who have been tuning in and commenting, sharing and liking. I really appreciate you all, and I want to let you know that I'm proud of you for the work that you've been doing, working on yourself, working on your tasks, daily tasks, mental tasks, spiritual tasks. It's not easy to be a genuine human being, and I'm not saying that I am being like that, but there's a inner want, there's an inner need, especially when you get sober, as I'm trying to be 5 months and 13 days now sober, and things start to turn better as I'm going to AA meetings, and I'm starting to see the positivity, the positive of everything, including suffering. And yeah, you start to become grateful for that. But you You need to do you, whatever that includes. Might need to go for a new job, might need to stick to the old one, because sticking to the old one is probably harder, at least for me, than it is to quit and start a new job. I'm like this, I just want things to end quickly. I want the suffering to end quickly. I want everything to be quick. And it's hard to live with yourself when you're sober. That's why we numb ourselves. Because I don't even know myself sober that well. I want to keep going back to the old me, to the old self. And that old self is very comfortable, is very non-productive. And now I see, as I'm getting sober, I see how things just start to fix themselves up. And you know what you need to do in order to become a better person for yourself. Self-love, that's what brings happiness and serenity and peace of the inner world, for the inner self. So ask yourself, do I really want to be stuck in an illusion, in a loop that keeps bringing you back to the same old, you know? When you're depressed, you're unhappy, hungover, like you know what you can do, you know what you're capable of. And I know that you can do better. I know that you can be wiser. You can be anything you want, really. You just need to believe in yourself. And trust me, things will get better. I know it might seem impossible right now, but things will get better. You will get better. And it's just sometimes just giving up is the first step. Giving up and saying, you know what, I can't do this on my own. I need help. I need other people with their other stories, not just my own. Like, first time I went to AA meeting, it was revolutionary for my mind. But then I didn't really get it for a long time. I was thinking, that's it. I got sober, now I'm good. But then my wings started to grow and I started to fly. You know, and when you fly, it's like Icarus. You know, you fly too high and your wings burn and you fall to the ground quicker than you came up. So be careful not to be that person when you start to go on a happiness path, because it's very easy to fall. But it's better to rise and to fall than not to rise at all, I think. So, wishing you luck, wishing you best of luck in your endeavors. I know you can do this. And if you see this message, share, like, comment, do whatever. It inspires me to keep going. Maybe some other people will read your comment and get inspired by that. So, always welcoming your input. Subscribe if you haven't, if you like what you're hearing. And wishing you the best of luck in everything that you do. And maybe I'll share some more about AA meetings. I know I shouldn't share too much, but I think the message is important of those groups, that you can't be sober on your own, because being sober on your own and being sober with other people is two different things. And yeah, I'm not talking about what's going on in the meetings, so I guess it's okay. But if you have a meeting around and if you need help, then, reach out. But this was Domas. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.